Can everyone hear me well? Give me a thumb up if you can. Brilliant. So why are we here? What brought us here? It's a free masterclass, and we are here to learn a 5-step to WOW website that converts. What's the purpose of these steps? Is to help us know what we need to do at what point in order to get the result we want from our website. We got to have a process on how to make it work, okay? What would you expect to get from the masterclass? What would worth your time? So at the end of this masterclass, you are going to learn what is a WOW website that converts, the 3 top mistakes that we are making with our website that is costing us money and how we can avoid those mistakes. And the juicy part of it is, what are the steps? What are those steps you need to take to create a WOW website that converts? I'll walk you through that steps. Most importantly, I'm going to show you where to go from here, because you're not just here to learn, you're here to be able to know what should be the next step in order for you to get the very best from your website. Nice to meet you all. If this is your first time meeting me, my name is Yene, and the people that meet me online or offline know that I love smiling. It's like a therapy for me, and I love to do that, okay? So I've been helping small businesses with their websites in 2017, and throughout the years of creating, launching, and marketing website, I've learned that what works on website and also learn what does not work on a website. I also learned to know how to make a website that turns visitors into paying clients, and what should be the conversion process, and which one can you repeat and which one can you not repeat. Those are the things I've learned over the years. But over the process of working with businesses on their website, I come across that most businesses need more than a website, which you can resonate with this. You need more than a website. You need a website that is going to show what you do and also turn visitors into paying clients. But the challenge is getting people to see your website, love what you do, and be able to become your paying client is a challenging part for most people. Hence why we create this masterclass. Now, I want you to feel at home, because this is your masterclass. I created this masterclass for you to know the step of creating a website that converts. So questions are welcome and feedback will be appreciated. So first things, if you have a website, I want you to put your website links in the chats. If you are planning for a new website, give me a chat there saying new website. If you got one already, put your website link there. So do we all have a website? Awesome. So we are speaking to the right audience. We have a website already. So what are the steps? First thing, we want to know what makes a WOW website different. So when maybe you have come across my post on social media talking about a WOW website that converts, what makes it different? So I thought I should give it a definition. So WOW website that converts is a collection of web pages that act as a front shop that represent your brand. So it's not just about the single page thing, is a collection of all the pages. And that also means that a page you don't need, you don't add. So the collection of those pages that represent your brand is a WOW website. It has a purpose, and the purpose is to guide your clients in each of their journey to buying from you. So the first starting point is the visual design. So the visual design is as important as the conversion that the website will do. When all this is put together, it's where the WOW website comes in. The aim is to help you promote your brand and help you get more sales. In the process of creating a website, we all make mistakes. I do as well. When I started out in my business, I know how to do my beautiful design stuff, but creating a website for my business so that it can help me convert was also a struggle. And in the process, I make mistakes. And when I'm also working with clients, they always also struggle with this same mistake. But what are they? I decided to share the top 3 mistakes with you. Mistake number 1, targeting everyone on your website. I know that what we do we feel everyone needs it, and that's maybe true, but not everyone is going to see value in what we share. And not everyone would actually spend their pounds or dollars on our work. So a website that is wow and converts has a specific target audience. It's part of your marketing. So the target audience helps you know what type of design element that's going to be appealing to ideal clients. Not all websites, I would love to just writing notes to take this down. Not all websites are created to work the same way. So when you see website, you want to think about how does it work? Why did the person create it? And reflect on your website. How do you want your website to work? Why did you create your website? Gone are days when we say, when we build, they will come. Now we need to be more strategic in the way we build our website. So target audience is the first things that we need to know before creating a website. Mistake number 2 is not creating a website that is mobile friendly. So if the website is not mobile friendly, it means that the website doesn't look good on different devices, including mobile phone and tablets. So your website should be able to render whatever features you have on the website easily accessible on all devices. I often get asked, what does a website that is mobile friendly look and feel like?
A website that is mobile friendly look and feel like.
Okay, I think Esther needs to mute because I think it's echoing out. So what are the features of mobile friendly website? So when we talk about mobile friendly, well, what does it look like? It's easy to navigate. So what that means, the menu, when people are clicking through it, it should display right on a small phone, on a mobile phone with small screen. We are talking about the brand identity, the color of the font, and the text size. I observed that some website, when you look at them on mobile phone, the text look really zoom in, really bigger. That is not rendering the text correctly. If your website is mobile friendly, it should be able to make the text, the color, and the font to look the way it looks on the desktop or laptop. Another thing that I also observe about mobile friendly website is the visual design, the layout, the structure, the text, the images, the video, the buttons. Those are the things that add to the beauty of the website. Those things need to also look and feel good on small screen. The third mistakes that many people make with their website is ignoring search engine optimization. Now, I would like us to reflect back on this a little bit, okay? What exactly does SEO mean? Search engine optimization, what's that? Have you ever used your mobile phone to Google something? How many of us have done that? Awesome. So we have done SEO, that is SEO. So whenever you have used your phone to look for the closest restaurants, the closest salon, when the train is coming, when is the next bus stop, if you have ever used your phone to do something, you have undergone the process of SEO. I know the online world may make it look a little bit complex, but in reality, we are doing SEO every day. So what we are talking here is how do we bring what we're already doing into our business so that when our ideal clients are looking for services similar to what we are doing, they will be able to find us. So the search refers to the people who are using the online space. And in this context, it refers to your ideal clients. The engine are the places people go to find things like Google or social media. Those are engines. Then the optimization is where your website comes in. Because when you Google stuff and those things come out, it is somebody's website that is coming out. And you click a link, it takes you to the website, you see what you like, you take the action required. That's the step. So you want to make your website to show up So your role in the game is the optimization. The search is already existing, which is your idle clients. They are there already in the market space. The engine is already existing, which is like Google and social media. Then your role is to optimize your website, make your website show up in those places so that your idle clients can find you. Many people ignore this aspect when they are getting their website up and running. As a result of that, they miss out on the benefit of SEO. Now, when the pandemic hits the world, we now realize the importance of shopping online. Many people become so used to the online space that they are now finding it harder to socialize or get out of their house because they are feeling so comfortable shopping online. So the world we live in a fast-paced world. People are becoming more aware how to Google things. That is good news for you business owners. That is good news for you who own a website, to take advantage of that opportunity and help more people to see what you do. But how? How do you do this? How do you make your website to show up? How do you create a website that converts? That is the juicy part. How to create one website that converts, not in 100 steps, but in 5 steps. Okay? 5 steps. What are the steps? Step number 1 is research. Okay? I thought I should bring in a little bit of dictionary definition into the context of research and see how this helps us. So it says that it's a study, according to Cambridge Dictionary, it's a detailed study of a subject, especially in order to discover new information and reach a new understanding. I know that's a mouthful, okay? That doesn't explain anything to us. What does that mean in terms of website? What does it really mean? Research helps us to do 2 things. I want you to take note of what I underline in green: discover and understanding. That's all. We want a new website. We don't know where to start. So the first thing is to do research, and the objective is to discover what we will need and understand how our website will work. Okay, that is the 2 things why we do research. Now, what exactly should we research for when we are looking for a website? We want to research our target audience, get to know them, and we could do that by checking the existing customer we have. Where did they come from? What did they buy? And why did we like working with them? So those are things help us know our ideal client. So if we don't already have existing customer, I want to pick one industry and sell to that industry. From there, we get more data, which would help us know more about who our ideal client really is. The next thing we want to research about is the domain name. So that refers to the web address that our website will leave. It's very important. We use a domain name that's going to help us reach the right target audience. Then the next thing we want to research about is hosting plan, which is the space that our website will leave. This particular space affects the speed of our website. So if we kind of have a family, let's look at our website as a family, and we are a family of 5, then we want a space that 5 people will live in, and we decided to rent a 1-bedroom flat. We know that's going to be a big struggle for everybody who live in that space. But if we think a little bit wider and decided to go for a 3 or 4-bedroom flat, we know that we're going to live in a luxury, okay? Things are going to move. We're going to move easily within the space. The same thing happened with hosting. When we want to host our website, we want to think about the space. What will be the content of our website? And what type of space is it required? We don't just want to buy any domain option. We want to buy the one that will help us with our website to be faster. Then the next thing we're going to learn is website tools. Platform is the tools, one of the tools. Themes and plugins is one of the tools. So I would like to know, the audience that is here, where is your website built? What type of tools do you think you are using on your website? If you know, please put it in the chat box below. It will be nice to know how many platform is in the audience there. So where do you build your website? Is your website built where? What tools do you use on your website? Those things are important to help us decide. Then how do we do research for our website? You want to Google it. As simple as that. Hence why SEO is important. Hence why we want our website to show up in search engine, because people are Googling things, okay? And we also use social media to do research for our website. If you have any question around this step 1, please put it in the chat box as I would attend to the question or the question at the end of the masterclass, toward the end of the masterclass. So step 2 is discovery. So when we are in this phase, what are we doing? We are trying to discover 3 things: the tone of the website, which is the visual branding. So we are looking at the color that's going to be attractive to ideal client. We are looking at the font that will be consistent with all web browsers that is used and rendered correctly. We are looking at the layout of the website, which is the structure and the navigation, and we are looking at the website copy. So those 3 things is what we want to discover during the phase 2 of what we do. So phase 3 is the design part of the work. So the design is where the photo, the images, the style, the layouts, and the call to action button comes in. So everything linked to each other to help us get the right results. Step 4 is the development thing. Now we have gotten a lot of information because we spend so much time on research. That is where about 40% of the project time goes to research, because that kind of shapes the rest of the thing. So we want to create a checklist of what we will need from what we will need. The purpose for this is to overcome any overwhelm. We don't want to feel overwhelmed when we are working on our website. So checklists help us to achieve that. And checklists help us to overcome any overwhelm in the process. And it also helps us to know exactly what we need to put in place. We want to set a time out in our calendar to be able to achieve that goal that we're looking to do. And then we need to go to do the work to create the website. So we have undergone 4 steps now. So now that we have created our website, what is the next step we need to do? This is one of the steps that most people miss the most, okay? When I'm reviewing a website, I see that the website has been in existence for a long time, but when I check their social media, the social media channels are not linked to the website, and that is a traffic source that is being wasted, okay? So launching is a phase on a website. How do you do that? First thing, before you announce it to the world that you have a website, you want to update your social media pages and make sure that they are linked back to your website, because you have done research, you have discovered what your website would need, you know the conversion process. Now the launching phase is update your social media, direct it to the way you want them to go. For those that are selling products, you want to pick one of your products you want to sell and link them to a specific social media, you know your target audience are there, okay? So, and the next thing you want to do is create a post, which is the one most people enjoy the most, and tell the world that you have gotten a wow website and you are ready to welcome visitors. It's just nice to invite people to come to your house. So it's nice to invite people to visit your website. Now comes another part of launching that we may also miss: setting up Google Business Profile. Why do you do this? It's because you want people who are using Google to see your page and direct to your website. So I have a question for everyone. How many of us have our Google Business Profile set up? Awesome. So I see that Victoria have it set up. Any of us, again, that have it set up? So that is important part of launching a website. So if you own a website and you haven't set up your business, Google Business Profile page, please do that. It would help you to get more traffic to your website. It helps Google to understand where your website is coming from and what it's doing, and be able to show it up to the right audience, especially when you're selling products, because you want people in your local area to be able to identify your website as an authority source of products. Therefore, you need to get this page set up. People that are selling services as well, Google Business Profile can help you build your email list. It can help you drive traffic to your webinar, masterclass, and also to your Facebook group or any community you have. That is really a good source of information. It kind of gives a snippet of what's going on your website, before people eventually visit your website. So when they are coming into your website, they're already warm. So they don't have to waste too much minutes on your website. They simply come there because they want to buy. So anybody have a question for me? I'm trying to go through the chat to see if I have questions there for me to go through. Meanwhile, if you have any question, please unmute yourself and ask me a question.
Hi, Indiana, it's Vanessa. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Is there an optimum number of pages for a website, or does it depend on the business?
That's a very good question. I often get asked, how many pages should my website have? It depends on the business, okay? So when you are in that research phase, you'll be able to know what would you be selling on the website and what would be the back end work that needs to be done. So if you have online courses or you have a workshop coming up, what would be the step? So that helps you know how many pages. So it's not one size fits it all. It depends on the business and the objective of the business that determine the pages. Thank you. So does anybody have a question for me? Okay, Natalie, you said I do if you mean company page. What do you mean by that?
So you said business page. I think it's exactly the same thing. When you search for your company on Google, it comes up with a little box. It is the same thing, I think. I'm overcomplicating it. But my question is, how important are the sort of meta tags and data and all that stuff that sits behind your website and keywords and things that you're putting on there? Does that all link back to Google as well in searches, or are they separate?
They're all linked back, but before we do the meta tagging of a thing, which is helping with visibility, there are foundation that need to be laid. So the meta description and all that is built on the foundation, and the foundation is that Google can recognize your website. So you have to ensure that your website is indexed into Google database. So what that simply means is that they recognize that this website is linked to this person and is linked to this business. So when that is done, the meta tagging of a thing now have more value. The keywords comes in. But what I also observe is that many people focus on these keywords without actually indexing their pages into Google database. And that is where they may struggle to get the right traffic. Because when you are doing your website, you need to tell Google if that particular page is your cornerstone page before you work on the keywords. So Google likes to know which of the pages is the most important and which one is secondary, which one is third. When you help Google to understand that, then you work on the keyword to make it improve the ranking. Hope that answers your question. Any other question? So I have an exercise for you, okay? So you're not gonna come here and go without doing some work. So I have an exercise for you, and my exercise I have for you is for you to check out your website and see if it's showing up in Google. How do you do that? Good question. So you're going to open your browser. Open your browser to Google. When you get to Google, I want you to type I want to put it in the chat box. So when you get to Google, type sites, then put full column, and then put / and put your domain name and press search. When you have done that, tell me what you see.
So for me, I'm seeing my homepage comes up, my testimonials, my blog, FAQs, my privacy policy. It's all listed.
Awesome. Did you see your social media links show up?
No.
Please write that down. That your social media but do you have your social media on your website? Do you have those links there?
Yes, I do.
So it's not indexed then.
Let
Okay,
me
could you
scroll
check
down.
the second page? Check the second page. It may be showing up on the second page.
No.
No. So that's something to note. Okay. This is the foundation that the meta thing and keyword is built on. Because if those pages are not showing up in Google, those keyword things is not helping improve the ranking.
The other thing, it's showing a page that's no longer on my website. So why would that be, I wonder?
Yeah, that's something to note down as well. So it's showing a page that you don't need. That is important information because traffic may be going to the page that you no longer need or you are no longer using. Okay. Ashido, I have a question. I have something to say.
Yeah, so I Googled, well, I used DuckDuckGo search engine, and the results that showed up, it showed my shop, it showed products, it showed, yeah, it showed a Facebook page, it showed Instagram page, it showed a YouTube. Can you hear me very well?
Are you asking? Yeah, I'm hearing you. Are you asking a question or?
Did you not give us a task to Google our shop and to share our results?
Yeah, 1 minute, please. I want you to note what's showing up and what's not showing up. Then I will give you the chance to do that. So note the important pages. My concern is, are those important pages on your website, are they showing up? If they are not showing up, take notice of them and write them down. Is your social media showing up? If it's not showing up, note this one and write them down. So if you have, like Victoria is saying that, Mashido, you could also type in here in the chat, that would help. I will be able to review that for you. So Victoria said that she got her own page and some pages for categories and some product pages, but no social media, though it is linked on the website. So that is the missing point there. Why is your social media not showing up?
I'll have to find out. Is there?
But it's important you note what is showing up.
Yeah.
So that you could know how to fix that. So you know that if I want to connect with you on social media, Victoria, I met you somewhere, I like what you do. So I just type your website you gave me through your complimentary business card in, and I want to connect with you on social media. I don't want to go to the website yet. So I'm looking for your social media. I couldn't find it in Google. I'm struggling a bit there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. That will need investigation.
Yeah. So you have to find out how when it works or not working.
Yeah.
And one other thing you could do is you could go to your website and click on the social media links and actually see if it leads people to social media.
Yeah, it is doing that. I have just clicked on it. So it is going to our social media page.
So it could be, you could check other pages of Google to see if your social media is ranked on the 5th or the 6th pages under your name, under the domain name.
Okay.
So Vanessa, you also got it, but no social media though. So again, that's another thing. Write that down. It's important. Now you know. When you know, you'll be able to do something about those features. So the next thing you're going to do is for you to click on the image while you're in Google. So you are there, you will see that there's a little blue line under there. It's underlined the all, which is the all things related to that domain name. Now I want you to click on the image and see the images that is coming out. Is that what your ideal client will see and come to visit your website? Are you happy with the images showing up? So if you see images you are no longer using on your website and it's still showing up, that means it was indexed into the database, but it has not been deleted. So they have to be aware of getting rid of that, okay? So that more of the images you want show up. So if you have pages like Natalie was saying, she has a page she no longer used, but it's showing up, that had to be deleted off properly in such a way that it's no longer recognized as part of your website.
Ian Yates, what are you saying? Sorry about the images, because I've looked and there's hardly any of my images from the website on there. So can you just repeat what you were saying so I can hear again?
So when you click on the image, did you see the image that is on your website that you are happy with?
No, there's not very many on there.
Okay. So the therefore means that what that means could be that your image has not been optimized for search engine. And that takes us back to the process of research. We don't want to just use image. We want image that is related to what we do, that will show up and bring people to buy or take an action on our website. So if you have images on your website and you didn't find them in Google, it therefore means it wasn't optimized, which is the aspect we are working on to show up. And that's the area to work on.
Thank you. That's really helpful.
Welcome. So that are the exercises. If you have any question, you can ask me and I'm more than happy to answer your question. Mashido, I wanted to hear about your pages as well. I don't know if you're able to get something to type down in the chat box for me to see.
I've got nothing to type. I mean, I'm happy with what I'm seeing in the results. So yeah.
Awesome. That's good, not worry. So what have we learned today? What are the things we have learned? We have learned the 5 steps to wow website that convert, that when we need a website, we need to pass through this process to be able to make sure that we tick everything out and be able to get results from our website. So now, what can you do with this step that you have? You want to reflect on your website and see, where did you go missing? What is the missing puzzle in your game? Your game of getting a website that turns visitor into paying client, where did you miss it? Did you miss the design? Remember, the design has to do with the photo, the images, where they index for Google. So if the design part was missing, it's going to affect the results you get from your website. If the discovery phase was missing, maybe the way it looks, the feels, it's not pretty enough, it's not beautiful enough, you did not discover the tone properly, it's going to affect the impression people get when they visit your website. So you may get tons of visitors. If you miss discovery phase, you may get tons of visitors, but no sales, meaning your website is not appealing. You may also get tons of visitors, but no conversion because the design is not speaking to the right people. Your website may also be difficult to use. It's hard to navigate and move in, and that is the development phase. You may even miss the research phase where you build your website. It's not giving you that platform that allow you to make your website work for you. You may also miss the launching phase, which is you didn't index your website properly into search engine, did not announce it to Google by getting the page and updating your social media. So whatever piece of puzzle is missing, now you know. That's the point. The point is not to beat ourselves up, is that we have a clarity around what we need to do next, okay? So you could use this step to review your website and see where you can improve. Now what? We have come this far. So what is the next things? Where do you go from here? My calendar is now open for those that want to work with me one-on-one to get their website working for them. So whatever is your website goals, whether you're looking at improving the traffic of your website, getting more people to visit your website, or turning those visitors who are already coming to your website into paying clients, you can now apply to work with me. How you apply, that's the link. I will put the link in the chat as well for those that want to visit my website and learn how I can help you.